Everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about a bunch of makeup products that I would buy full price. And this video concept came about because I realized that I never buy pretty much any of my makeup full price. So probably like 90% of my makeup collection was bought either on sale or at a discount. I also like purchasing makeup off of Poshmark or Mercari, which are like secondhand apps, so you get them for really cheap and way discounted. So I just thought it would be a fun idea to collect some products from my collection that I actually would spend the money on and purchase full price. And the reason I don't normally purchase products full price is because I feel like you can always find something on sale, whether you purchase it from a secondhand app like Mercari or just wait for a sale around the holidays. And some websites have sales pretty often, so I find you can almost always find makeup at a discount no matter what price it is initially. But I thought it would be fun to talk about some products that I actually would repurchase for their full price tag. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first product I have here is actually a brow pencil, and I tend to purchase brow pencils from the drugstore. Usually I just pick up whatever one looks good to me, and this is actually my favorite drugstore brow pencil that I have purchased. I haven't tried any high-end brow pencils. This is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and this is, I believe, about $10, so it's not super cheap, especially for the drugstore. You can definitely find brow pencils that are cheaper than this, but I love how small the tip of this is. I really like a small, it is the micro brow pencil, so it should be small, but this is how I like my brow pencils to be. And I find that this is also just the perfect shade for my brows, which is why I really love it. It's not too warm toned, which I find to be the issue with a lot of brow pencils. So I really love everything about this brow product, and it has a spoolie on the other end. This is pretty old and it's almost finished, so I probably will have to repurchase a brow product soon. I may try out some other drugstore brow pencils because I feel like I haven't tried too many, but this is just my favorite one that I've found so far. And I definitely would repurchase this full price if I needed a new brow pencil. The next product is a concealer. This is from Oma Beauty. This is their Stay Woke concealer. And normally I don't purchase really high-end base products very often. There's very few products that I will purchase high-end, obviously, unless I get them at a discount. So I love a good discount on makeup, but this one I actually would purchase for full price. The full price tag for this is $25. I did get this from Mercari with a bundle of a bunch of other Oma products as well, but I really love this concealer. This is my favorite concealer that I've tried so far. I just love how hydrating it is, because I do have more dry skin, especially dry under eyes. So I find that to be the issue with a lot of concealers is they just look dry on my under eyes and don't look nice. And I find that this is almost a little bit luminous. It gives sort of a satin finish, so it's very skin-like, so it looks really natural on the skin. It's not super matte, but it's also not really dewy. It just gives that nice skin-like finish, so it does give sort of a little bit of a glow wherever you put it. But I like that about this because, like I said, I do have dry skin, so I really love that it's a little bit more hydrating. And if I finish this off, I definitely would repurchase this full price, even though there are a ton of other concealers I want to try. So I probably wouldn't repurchase this right away because there are a bunch of drugstore concealers I want to try. I feel like it's going to be hard for me to find something comparable and as good as this that I like just as much or more. So this right now is my go-to concealer, and I plan on having this in my collection for the foreseeable future. So if I do ever end up finishing this off, I feel like this is definitely a concealer I would end up repurchasing it, and I wouldn't mind purchasing it at the full $25 price tag. Another more luxury high-end product I have here is the RMS Beauty Living Luminizer Glow Quad, and this is the mini version. So this is actually only $25, which I find to be a really good deal. They have a bigger version of this. I believe it's like $48, and it's just a bigger version of the same thing, and I feel like it's gonna take me forever to go through these. Even if these were the only highlighters I had in my collection, I feel like it would still take me forever to go through these. So I feel like this is a really good deal to get the mini version of this for only $25. And in this you get 3 cream highlighters and 1 cream bronzer. And the other thing that I really love about this that makes it worth it for me is I love every single shade in here. You get more of a pinky highlight, a champagne highlight, and then more of just like a glossy sheen type of highlight that doesn't have too much pigment to it. And then I really love this bronzer too. It sort of reminds me of the Tower 28 Bronzino bronzer, even though I haven't tried that, but it is that sort of glowy bronzer that is a similar finish to the Tower 28 one. So I really love this whole palette. I like that I can use every shade in here, because the thing I find with face palettes is most of the time they're not worth it because I can't use every single shade in it. So I really love that I can get use out of every single shade in here. And I also really love this formula, and I've been really into creams lately. So if I ever were to finish this off, which I really don't think I will, especially because of how much makeup I own, I think this is definitely one I would end up repurchasing, especially for only $25. Even though this is a more luxury high-end product, because it is that mini size, I feel like it's a really good value for your money. The next product I have here is from Milani. This is the Luminoso Baked Blush, the iconic blush, and this is just a little mini size. I would repurchase the full size of this, however, if I ever went through it. Obviously, I do like minis a little bit better just because of how much makeup I have, and I never really go through blushes just because they take so long to use up. I did have a full size of this and I gave it to my mom and decided to keep just the mini size. So I really love this blush. Every single time I use it, I am blown away at how much I love it, and I kind of neglect it a little bit and forget I have it in my collection, maybe because it is just this mini size, but every time I use it, I fall back in love with it. So this is definitely one I would love to have in my collection. If I lost it or anything, I definitely would repurchase it at the full price tag. So the full size of this is $10. I'm not sure if you can purchase just the mini. I did get this as a free gift in an order I made a long time ago. So I don't know if they have just the mini available, but I would repurchase just the mini size over the full size, obviously, because it takes forever to go through blushes and I just have so many. But this is, I feel like, a classic blush that I would always need in my collection. So this is definitely one that I would purchase at the full price tag. Now getting into some eyeshadow palettes, the first product that I knew I had to mention right when I came up with this video idea is this Kaja Trio. Mine is in the shade Toasted Caramel. So this is all shimmers. So there's a light shimmer, a medium shimmer, and then a deeper one. And I really love this formula. It does give you that really nice glitter topper kind of effect where it can just be a sheer wash of glitter on your lids, which I really love. That's like my favorite type of eyeshadow. But with these, I find you can also build them up because they do have a little bit of base pigment, especially the medium and deep shades. I feel like you can build them up to be a really great one and done sort of eyeshadow look. So I really love this palette. It is versatile, even though it is 3 shimmer shades. You can get that really nice natural glitter topper sort of effect, or you can build them up to be a little bit more intense and have more of that base pigment to them. And this is only $21, which, even though Kaja I feel like is a little bit more affordable for being at Sephora and being a more high-end brand. So I really like that about Kaja, and I do want to try more products from them. And I think $21 for this is a fair price. It's technically $7 for each shadow, so that's like buying 3 single shadows. And I really love the packaging of this. Is so cute and convenient. This is perfect for travel, and it even has a mirror on the inside of it. So I feel like this also feels pretty high-end. I mean, obviously it is just plastic, but you can really tell they put a lot of thought and effort into the packaging, and it's not something like super cheap. And for $21, I would definitely 100% repurchase this at its full price. I do have another one of these as well. I have the shade Rosewater, which is more of a pinky trio, and they also have a more peachy trio. They also have trios that have matte shades in it as well, if you want a matte shade with a shimmer shade so you can really complete a full look. But I find these to be really great even for one and done looks if you don't mind not having a matte shade. The next eyeshadow palette I have here is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is their collaboration with Jackie Aina, and this palette is so beautiful. I find this to be like the perfect sort of rainbow palette, but it's not too intimidating. And obviously it's not like your typical rainbow palette, but I just find the shades in here to be so inspiring, and I really, really love this palette. I think Jackie did an amazing job on this, and I really, really love every shade in here and just the versatility in here. I find that this is one of the most inspiring palettes in my collection, so I would definitely purchase this at full price. I believe I did get this as a gift, so it does cost $45 full price, but it's actually on sale on the ABH website, at least right now when I looked before I filmed this video. So it may still be on sale on their website, and it still is available because this is a limited edition palette. I thought it was completely gone, but they do still have this for sale on the ABH website. So if you were thinking about picking this up, I would highly, highly recommend it. I definitely love, love, love this palette and all the versatility it brings to my collection, and this is probably one of my favorite more colorful palettes in my collection. And then the last product I have here is another eyeshadow palette. This is from Juvia's Place. This is the Nubian 3 Coral palette. So it is obviously has your corals in here, but I also really love that it has these silver and gray tone shades. So it's a really unique color story. I never really seen a palette like this before, and not necessarily just this palette I would buy full price, but really any Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes I feel like I would buy full price. They're not a super expensive brand. They're sort of in that middle range price tag, but their eyeshadow formula is just beautiful. The matte shades blend out so easily and they're so easy to work with. And I love how metallic the metallic shades are. They're just super buttery and pigmented. So I really, really love the Juvia's Place formula. I would definitely repurchase this at its full price tag. I believe this specific palette is $20. And any of their palettes I would purchase at the full price tag. I believe their formula is pretty consistent across the board, so I would definitely purchase other palettes at the full price tag. Obviously, I wouldn't need to repurchase this. If I did, I would purchase it full price, but even some other palettes from them that I want, I would purchase full price. And the thing with Juvia's Place, you really don't need to purchase them full price because they have sales so often. I find that they're almost always running a sale, so you really can get these at either 50% off, at $10 or $15. There's always some kind of sale going on the Juvia's Place website, but I still would purchase this full price if it came down to it. And those are all of the products that I pulled from my collection that I would purchase full price. And obviously there are so many drugstore products that are already so inexpensive that I would purchase for full price, but these are just some of the more expensive, and maybe I could justify purchasing them for the full price tag because they are so good. So let me know down below in the comments some products you would buy at full price. Also let me know if you tend to already buy makeup at its full price tag, or you always wait for a sale, because I think it's really interesting just seeing people's spending habits. But that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I do post new videos about 2 to 3 times a week, so if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.